Don't tell your mum.
Don't tell your mum. Hello and welcome to this particularly chilly session of Let's Dig Up. I am joined by my sometimes frosty but never glacial players, Dominic and Robert, with whom I ask, what happened previously on Let's Dig Up Double Bill?
Oh my goodness. Madclaw, the orc, a orc swashbuckler on paper and nothing else, was amazed. Probably amazed is the wrong word. Alerted to the fact that there was another survivor of the Swift Lyric, and was met by a elven character known as Pahrichor. So,
yes,
what's Pahrichor like again?
Pahrichor is like a soul knife, which is basically a it's basically a Psylocke, isn't it, from X-Men?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I've chosen to heavily embrace the Jedi imagery. So Pahrichor is essentially a Jedi, a shit Jedi.
I would say
that's
shit,
how
but
I would describe it.
very,
I would.
very
Ineffective.
clumsy. Well, all right, yeah, it was portrayed as quite clumsy, but okay.
A great showman.
Ineffective is the word, because Madclaw and Pahrichor made their way to this structure away from the sea wreck of the Swift Lyric, to a structure known as, was it the Pearl Tower, Mike? Pearl Tower?
That's right.
They then proceeded to wander through
Series of empty
room after room after room, each as bare as the last. Like, desperate for content, desperate for some hook, desperate for a little bit of narrative seasoning, and yet we were left wanting at the door.
Yes.
We did fight something right from the start, though. We came in and something dropped from the ceiling. Remind us the name, Mike, sorry.
That would be a Grick.
That's right, a Grick. Oh my goodness. Your description was great, because I recognised the image, but not enough to know the monster. Because I am familiar with the Grick, but at the time I was like, oh, what is that? So that was well described, Mike, because I think a lot of players kind of like leap on that immediately, don't they? Oh my god, I know what we're fighting, let's, But yeah, we beat the shit out of it, I think, right?
Pretty much, yes. He got the drop quite literally on
Pahrichor.
It was Pahrichor, yes. And then within pretty much, I think, 1 or 2 rounds of being on the deck, you guys just obliterated him.
Yeah.
And Pahrichor's...
Yes, and that was the only thing on the ground floor, I think.
No, you forgot the empty rooms.
Oh yes, with Benson.
We didn't, because most of the session was that. But we then went upstairs and were greeted to more empty rooms.
More empty rooms. But there was also something good from that first floor that sort of we followed through the rest of the tower, right? That's where we first met the hag.
That's right, yeah. What was her name again?
Her name was... I can get you the exact name.
It's already ripped up the module.
Her name was... Lycast.
And she tried to distract us with cat sounds so she could sneak up on us.
That was very surreal.
She was trying to use the sound of anything to mask her approach.
Yes, so we battered her and she ran away.
Pretty much.
Is
And
that
we
was
went
that
up to the
was
next
that
floor.
was that part of her tactics to use ghost sounds or something to mask her movements? Is that actually part of the thing?
No, I did that, so I had a means to sneak up on you.
Sure. Okay.
And actually, she doesn't have ghost sound. She can perfectly mimic any creature,
Okay.
especially
Cool.
like
All
a
right.
woodland creature.
I just found that
So,
very funny because it was like to mask her approach. It was just like it was just very, and it worked because it was just very confusing. Like, which I think is a very effective like form of attack. Just confuse people greatly, and they won't know what to do.
Discombobulate.
Discombobulate. Yes. What next?
Well, that was all on that floor, except she had a little bed
That's
that
right.
we set fire to. I feel like we trashed it
Oh yeah, we did
Trashed
trash
her
her
bed.
stuff
because
didn't we? Yeah.
we were so annoyed that she ran away.
She ran away, so we
Yes.
were annoyed. Yeah.
you also took her loot.
Yeah, classic.
Wait, her loot or her loot?
Her loot. Not her loot.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that.
Liar.
Very good.
Yeah. Anyway, shit jokes stolen from Terry Pratchett aside. We went up another floor and discovered some more empty rooms,
More
but
rooms,
also
more
some
of them.
rooms with things in.
You could say it's unfurnished at this point. Like if it was on Right Move, it'd be unfurnished.
I could probably describe it as semi-furnished.
Yeah, ancient humankind constructed lighthouse, unfurnished. Yeah,
You can't
Inquire
pay for the fridge.
Yeah, you can pay extra for that.
Yes.
We discovered a lady with a musical instrument or something.
Yeah.
Yes, you found a female bard who apparently was on the ship you were on.
Except we didn't remember her.
Yes, she didn't remember at all.
Yeah, and we thought it was like a bit weird, but I don't think we rolled high enough to suspect anything. So we were just like,
Nope.
that's just weird, but okay. And then we alerted some other foul creature. One of my favourite, actually. I love them. Bar guests. We encountered a bar guest, which have a nasty habit of pretending to be goblins. Player characters rush towards them thinking it's a goblin, easy kill. And you learn that it is in fact some transformed fiendish wolf-like creature.
Yes. Scrum, having heard the commotion, had already changed.
Yeah. Yeah, we caught it already changed. That is rare.
But also Leica, who turned out to be Lycast, as you suspected, charged on your flank, where you were dealing with both the hag and the bar guest.
I missed that detail that she barely managed to change her name. I love that. That's us for not paying attention. There we go.
I don't know if we knew her name, to be fair.
You
to her.
didn't.
Oh, okay. All right then.
You weren't the type of players to go, "What's your name, hag?"
By the way,
Well, we are. It's like one of the rare occasions that we didn't do that. Like that's like our whole thing. What's your name? Just to make you make up
Yes.
names. Yes.
Yes.
because no one is better at making up names on the spot than Michael
Lottie
J.
Cobbler. The
Lottie
legend.
Cobbler. Oh, yes.
So yes, we did battle with the hag once more, and once more, she escaped, and we were we were very grimly aware that this was any opportunity for her to heal, whilst our resources and abilities were dwindling. So, giving chase as quickly as possible, we found ourselves at the very top of Pearl Tower, where the tower meets sort of the cliff face above, and we were then had this face off against the hag, and how many got like there was a good handful of goblins, right?
7.
I would call 7 a mob. All right, I'd say 7 or above is a mob, and they did just that. They went for us. They completely mobbed us, and we screwed them over. We absolutely eviscerated them.
mainly Madclaw, if we're honest. Pahrichor kind of just stood there, if swinging his blade around.
There is something to be said of dividing the enemy's attention.
That's yes, and the hag did reappear, and you finally defeated, finished Lycast.
Yeah,
And yes,
had made a headbutt his dagger, I think, didn't he? Madclaw was that annoyed. He went bam like that.
Yes, a gruesome killing.
and yes, you cleared the goblins, and you lit the fires atop the Pearl Tower, and then you rested for the evening.
And the knowledge.
And then you went onwards, and you were heading towards the site of the bad light, the false beacon. Undecided what you were going to do, but you are following the coast there. You're also very much aware, as you've been following the coast, that essentially both your flank, your side, everywhere around you, the Timberway forest is just fringing the entire area, and you know eventually you're going to have to venture in to potentially find a way away from here. And with the weather setting in as well, you know you're going to need to find shelter and civilization fast if you wish to survive in this harsh, near perpetual winter of a landscape. But that wasn't the last thing that happened. I think it was Dom, actually. I think it was Pahrichor. Pahrichor heard some whispers just taunting him as you were walking to the bad light. But where I'm going to pick up, before you reach the false beacon, which has taken a good few hours. It's a good couple of hours to get there. It's not an immediate walk, but you can see it about a mile or two in the distance. I need you both to roll a fortitude save, DC 15.
Is it enchantment spell effect?
Nope.
No spell effect.
Nope. Not at all.
Oh, good. This will not go well then. Yes, there we go. Starting off with a
7.
18.
Madclaw, being an orc, having tougher skin, you're used to these rough environs. Pahrichor, being an elf, and I don't know if you have been used to such cold environments. However, you take 4 points of non-lethal damage as the cold starts biting at you.
Great.
You almost feel
wraps his cloak tight around him in a vague attempt to.
yes, the amazing cold of the location mixed with the biting sea air coming from the ocean it's noticeable. You get the impression, if you're not careful, you may risk catching hypothermia as well. But that's not for now to worry about. Instead, you approach the false beacon, and you find yourself in a position where you're able to survey. I've put you right at the bottom just so you can see. You're not exactly there yet, but just as you approach, I want to kind of give you an indication as what you'll be seeing. There are 7 more goblins standing watch over this this beacon that burns, and yeah, what do you wish to do with that is up to the two of you.
What distance did you say we're from it?
You're off map. You are about a minute or so of a run away, but you're hiding behind cover, so you're able just to survey what's going on here before you enter the map.
Pahrichor will shiver and say, perhaps an ambush might be our most effective route.
Lure them in.
Could do. I was thinking more sneak up on them, but we could lure them in if you'd rather.
We should probably sneak up on them because we don't have the map for where we are right now. That's where they are. So we should probably approach them. You're right. Radiclaw will nod and point to the trees in this environment, Michael. I know that what the map's presenting, but you're describing it as quite frigid. Would those trees present much cover visually?
Those trees wouldn't, but the cliffside climbs. So you can see you've got essentially points you can, if you were sneaky, you could cover to, or you could just charge up the path. And 7 goblins, by the way, is a gang, not a mob.
That makes sense, to be fair. Do any of them appear to have ranged weaponry upon them?
They all look like they're packing a couple of javelins and morning stars each. But a goblin's javelin could probably pick you off from about 30 feet away. But it's also a small thing.
Pahrichor's going to drink Cure Light Wounds.
Cool.
D8 plus 5, right?
Yes, so that will cure your non-lethal as well as the other stuff separately.
What does it do first?
Oh, well, as far as I'm aware of non-lethal damage, once you take any form of healing, it goes at the same time. It's not either or with non-lethal. You don't cure non-lethal or lethal, you cure them both at the same time. So if you cure 1 point of lethal, you cure a point of non-lethal.
Okay.
Also, non-lethal separately cures at a faster rate. So typically, you can get rid of all your non-lethal damage mostly in a night. At this level, at least, anyway. But yeah, it'll be gone.
Great. Well, personally, I would like to head over here. I don't know about you, Madclaw.
Yes.
And use the bluff as shelter as we strike from the shadows, I guess.
It is, yes.
The rocks and cover from their javelins.
Yes, I should point out as well, we are in evening going into night because you rested during the day because of Madclaw's sensitivity to those sorts of things.
God, blood looks better in the dark.
So can I move quietly and hide here? Move quietly. Do you know that famous skill?
Yep. Give me a move silently.
Move noiselessly. I will also roll. It is one of Madclaw's best.
22.
Oh, 16.
Going for the immediate goblins, they hear nothing. They just hear the sound of the sea beating against the side of the cliff as they keep the fire going.
How high is this little ridge as well? Can we... So, for example, can I do a ranged attack over it, or would I have to climb up it first?
It's enough you can hide behind it for total cover. It's... let's just say it counts as 10 feet. So you would have to climb up to attack is a move act. Well, 5 foot step to up to do that, if that makes sense.
Madclaw's feet freeze to the ground as he does not have control.
Did you? It keeps coming up as spit take.
I know it's because I've jumped in as 2 different accounts into the to that stick up thing. That's why, but I don't know why it keeps doing it now. But if Madclaw is also successful in his stealth, thank you very much. Yep, he will move.
He was, yes.
Yeah, he'll move next to Pahrichor, and he's letting the elf sort of call the shots here. He's happy to follow his plan.
So Pahrichor will turn to Madclaw and go, well done yesterday, but I think you'll find something a little more subtle will work today. Watch this. He's going to climb up, ignite his knife, and just chuck it.
Oh my word!
Okay. The nearest goblins has a flat-footed armor class of 14. So let's see.
God.
Come on.
So this is rain.
Right. Positive energy. This is this is how we mean to go on for the rest of the session for Pahrichor.
Can I have charged my psychic blade to do a psychic strike first?
Yep, that's fine.
Let's go. Come on.
Let's go.
Confirm it.
Oh, that is 100% confirmed.
Roll me a D100, and I think you possibly get the bonus effect as well. Being a critical, I will say the goblin next to him will not have a check to see what's happened because it's a crit.
53.
That's a multiplier +1.
Oh, so times 3.
On. Yes.
This is already more damage than I did in the whole session.
Yeah, combined.
No, didn't you get a critical and you rolled literally the minimum amount? You rolled a 1 and a 1.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe, yeah.
Let's hope.
27 points of damage.
Look at
Can
that.
you describe how not only do you immediately eviscerate, kill, destroy the goblin, but you don't alert the other goblin to your presence?
So Pahrichor ignites his blade and just fucking launches it at the goblin. Like, in theory, it shouldn't be subtle at all, but I think because he throws it with such aggression, it just flies through the air before anyone can even see it. Digs into the goblin's head, and it just happens to go at an angle that the other one can't see it. And then by the time the goblin drops to the ground with no brain left, the blade has vanished.
Very nice. As the goblin is down. Now, that's not to say that the other goblins won't notice in a bit. You've bought yourself a window of time to capitalise on.
If that's...
Pahrichor looks to Madclaw and goes, see? And does a little wink.
I think that's all Madclaw needs then. He's emboldened by this and will scramble up, seeing that one goblin already lies dead on the ground. He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Because the goblin's so oblivious, could I see if I can sneak up on that one there?
Sure, roll me...
I'm sure most of them will probably see me, but it's just enough to close so we'll get the surprise round.
Yes.
If we manage to pull this off. So,
roll me a hide check just to see.
Okay, hide is still also quite good. Not as good as move silently. 16 again.
I'm so sorry. A spot check of +2. As you approach the goblin, as you are running to war. However, so that would have been 10, 15, 20, 25. You can still get there. It just means that you're definitely going to combat after this.
Yeah, so you're saying I get an attack on him?
You do, yes.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah. He'll
Yeah,
rush.
There's a chance.
Yeah, same as chance. So he'll rush, and as he's rushing like through the snow, like the horrible black grey blade emerges from the leather scabbard that it rests in, and he'll hopefully drive the thing into the goblin for a 22 to hit.
Easily, as yes, this goblin just sees glimmering in the dark this hulking shape just climb up over the ridgeside, and it just charges at him. And as he sees this charge in the corner of his eye, he now sees his comrade is dropped. And as he lets out his alerting scream,
7 points of damage.
how do you kill the goblin?
It'll give out. It goes to cry, but the blade is already just slammed into the bridge of his mouth, as it's basically like a rising stab like that. Just cuts into the goblin. And if so, the other goblins have seen us at this point. Is that right?
Yep.
So as he has done that, like he will then move ready to use the goblin as a shield if needs be, but that'll be on his next turn.
Fair enough. But what I need you all now to do is roll initiative.
Let's go.
Oh, 16.
27.
23.
That's not like
What?
it.
What
Come
is
on.
this?
Let's go.
Wow.
Or I know.
Maybe he sort of really, he was nervous opening night, that kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe the crash shook him up more than he let on.
Maybe. There we are. And as the goblins, all 5 of them left, turn and start pointing and squealing, "He's down! He's down!" Madclaw, what do you do?
Yeah, you're gonna be following him. He's just this horrible dark shape moving against the white of the snow, trudging up the hill, and he can reach 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He can bloody do it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Closing the distance, that horrible blade, now covered in black goblin blood, is going to stab down as he rushes to him and then leaps, bringing his blade downwards for 15 to hit.
He's still flat-footed, so that is a hit.
That's lucky. Great. The blade strikes, doing 1d6 plus 5. 7 points of...
How do you murder this goblin?
Well, this one's going stands out. He basically, like, as I said before, like he does like sort of rolling break dancing kind of a style fighting. This is basically just he slides through the ice covered floor, and as he slides past, like the blade just takes out the goblin's innards as he slides past it and carries on moving, intent on his next target. That's his turn.
Excellent stuff. As that goblin drops, Pahrichor, what do you do?
So Pahrichor will hustle over the remainder of the cliff. I think it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is he going to be close enough to get that goblin? According to the measurement, I am.
Take it.
So yeah, he runs through the dark. Perhaps they catch a glimpse of him in the moonlight, and then chucks his not lightsaber,
His laser sword.
laser sword.
Laser sword from Wilco.
Plasma edge.
Edge, yeah. It's the transformables.
But sadly misses.
Unfortunately, yes, that is a miss against the flat-footed armor class. As maybe the movement threw him off. Maybe Pahrichor is still just relishing in that beautiful stealth. Either way, that Vroom, as the blade comes back to you, the goblins react. This one, seeing that his friend is down, as he charges to you, I'll get you, orc! As this one runs to you, 5, 10, 15, he gets to there. 5, 10, 15, 20. You'll go there. And then this one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Excellent. As this one here goes to attack you with his Morning Star Madclaw. Your armor class is
19.
And with a 19, he attempts to swing at you. Up to bad miss, as he just... as his small arms can't reach you. The two over the cliff side here, this ledge, are going to try and throw down their javelins at you, Madclaw, as well. The one from the left, and then the one from the right. Oh! What is it like as just one of them makes contact?
It's that, like, he ducks the first goblin's strike, sees the other javelin coming, but he can't be looking everywhere at once. The last javelin catches him. It's only by one, so it just catches him in the shoulder, we'll say.
Yeah, literally just skimming in. It doesn't go too deep, we don't think, for 1 point of damage. In fact, it glances off. It doesn't even impale you. It just scratches across, but it's enough to cause a wound for 1 point of damage. This other one... He's gone all Viking on you, Pahrichor. He valiantly charges at you, and as he charges, he holds his javelin in the air and just... What's your armor class?
Sort of the old Keanu Reeves in The Matrix.
Nice.
19.
Oh! It gets rather close. It lands, like...
I feel like he blocks it with his blade in a sort of like...
Nice.
Knocks it out of the air.
Yes, as you it's almost going to ring true. You scatter it. We jump back to the top of the round. Madclaw.
He's going to say, come at me all at once or stand in a line like tops. You're all going down. He'll lick the blood that is pouring from his arm as he does this, and then he charges the next goblin. Of 24 to hit.
An easy hit. Roll me some damage.
Maximilian at this point, so that's 11 points of piercing damage.
Describe the death.
Goblin comes in again with his Morning Star, but Madclaw catches it beneath his arm and just drives shiv, shiv, shiv into the goblin's chest, and then just throws him away, looking up at the cliff with those terrible black eyes of his, just looking up at the goblins. I've attacked, so I can't then move, right?
Yeah. Well, no, you can't move, attack, move. You can't attack, then move.
Yeah, so I didn't move, so in that case I will move to threaten. So 5, 10, 15, 20. He'll go there. Just so he's blocking the route down that way as well. That's his turn.
What I like about that wasn't a sword fight. That was such a thuggish way. It was just
like shiv, shiv, shiv. Yeah, he's a mean motherfucker. He just kills people in whatever way he can.
Mm-hmm. Pahrichor.
Yeah, Pahrichor will chuck his blade once more. 17.
17 is a hit as it collides with the charging goblin.
5 points of damage.
I would like to point out. There it is.
Haha!
Describe how this charging goblin is destroyed.
So Pahrichor is going to move afterwards. So he 5, 15, 20, 30. He basically like chucks the blade. It flies through the air, goblin catches it in his chest. He's like, and then Pahrichor grabs it on his way past, brings it back out. The goblin falls behind him.
Fucking cool.
And then I'll declare a dodge against this guy in case he chucks something at me.
Cool. It's now the goblin's turn, and there's a look of panic and fear in their eyes. We don't get paid enough to die. That's this one. This one goes in to attack you, Madclaw, first. 18! Oh, it's close, but it's not enough. As he goes for a swing to hopefully do that, but will then provoke an attack of opportunity from you.
From Madclaw, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll absolutely do so. $17
is a hit.
Eight points of piercing damage.
As this goblin attempts to flee, how do you kill him?
Like, he went to swipe at him first, so Madclaw basically just takes like a wide step back. It's kind of like a dance move almost, like in the sense that he kind of rolls with it. And then as the goblin turns, he basically grabs it by the scruff and just punctures the back of its head with his blade, and it just throws him over the rocks there. And it's just staring down the one that remains.
You take him to the Pearl Tower and you drop him down the hatch.
yeah, all the way back. I've got hang on.
Yeah. This one is just, he sees what's going on, is going to attempt to flee. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He gets to there. And then 5,
enough,
10, 25, 30. As he starts going, as he starts jumping over. No, I must live. However, Madclaw.
Oh God. So Madclaw always has a hand free because he has a buckler on. That's the only other thing he's got. Can I draw a dagger that's on my person and throw it at him if I move my normal movement? Do we think we're in range? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
A range for a dagger, I believe, is 10 feet.
Thrown,
So
I thought it was 20 if it was a thrown thing.
It's either 10 or 20.
I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. I expect people can throw a dagger further than 10 feet.
I would imagine so. Range? No, 10
Definitely
feet.
can, but you'd lose points on the roll, don't you?
Yeah.
You do. So technically, at that range, you take a -2 to the range attack.
I'll take it. So that is my base attack plus my dex -2.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so it's plus... Oh God, what happened there? Pardon me. So that would be my attack with the -2. 18 to hit.
It hits. Roll me your damage.
So
It's
that
going to be
is...
fun.
it might not. Who knows? Taking into account my reduction in strength as well. 5 points of piercing damage.
How do you finish off the final goblin?
Oh my God, so he's running and tumbling and sliding over the ice or whatever, and Madclaw just paces after him like a maniac. Like, just is running after him. And like, it's almost like a flash, like he's used to this. He's hunted people, animals like this. As he's running, he lets slip like a blade from his belt and just like throws it, and he gets pretty down on the money. It hits in the small of the goblin's back, and as it crumples into the snow, Madclaw catches up, pulls the dagger out, and just stab, and then and then we'll turn around and go, ah.
Pahrichor will, having seen this, say, Madclaw, I don't relish your savagery, but I can't deny its effectiveness.
Like he draws his familiar drawing of his tongue across his blade as trademark move, and he will say, "You did well to surprise them."
Thank you for the compliment. Let's put this fire out.
And let's search these snivelling fools. They said they were getting paid. Let's see how little.
So, whilst one of you goes and extinguishes the fire, another one of you searches the bodies. And you find, can you roll me a D20? Sorry, a D100, please.
On it. 66, baby.
Yeah, big money.
Order 66.
66. You find 460 gold pieces between them.
Hey, what's that in half?
Sorry, 400. Yes. Yeah.
Each?
Each?
The fabled question. Sorry, I'm so sorry. 466, yes?
Sorry, no, 462.
62. Okay.
I missed the two earlier, so it's 462. So you get 231 each.
I'm getting quite rich, you know. What
Yeah.
with I say a lot, a bit of my starting gold left over as well on top of that, admittedly, but still. Look at that. Madclaw is quite pleased. Well, this seemed like a disastrous turn of events. The wreck of the Swift Lyric. He actually is he's feeling good about this. He's earning money and he's killing goblins. He's happy. He'll look to the elf though and say, "Where next?"
Well, we have a choice, I suppose. We could go back to the tower and rest further, or we could find out who's paying these goblins to light mysterious fires to distract sailors and cause them to perish.
It was only like an hour or so away. We could go back and rest again.
We could.
Madclaw will look you up and down Pahrichor and says, "Reckon you're gonna catch a chill?"
That is a very good point. Perhaps we could find something a little warmer.
I could skin them if you want.
I assume they're not wearing winter clothes.
No, they are taking. They would have taken turns standing around the fire.
All right.
However, what I will say is, with the fire out, the bad light has been extinguished, and thus bad light itself has been wrapped up. No more empty rooms.
No. What an odd ending to a module. We didn't see any warmer clothes at the tower, did we?
No, you did skin the Grick because you realised there was camouflage from its hide for rocky areas.
Not very warm, though, right?
The only creature that could possibly give you a bonus to that would have been the Barghest.
Well, we could go back and skin that and put that fur on you.
We'd have to prepare it and stuff, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Just
Yes, it would be very messy.
Yeah, maybe we should just press on.
Madclaw will just nod and say, I've just, I might be cold, but I feel warmed up, and he'll like roll his shoulders ready for another fight. He'll point to the frigid lands beyond and say, What was? Did we have any reason to go over there, or was it just that you'd heard something?
We think that's we heard some voices. We think that's the only way that civilization could be.
You can look either way, and eventually you will have to go through the Timberway forest. Otherwise, the only way is the sea.
Or just staying there forever.
Or staying there forever.
In the tower. Which, together, I don't think
to
we'd
do there. Yeah, I don't.
No.
He'll say, we have a better chance now than any. The longer we linger, the longer the cold gnaws at us.
But who knows, someone might come to investigate why the fire has gone out. Let's go into the woods.
Into the woods.
Into the woods. You head away from the Pearl Tower and into the timber woods themselves. And it doesn't take long as you move away from the salt air to start feeling the snow itself dropping from the sky. The biting chill of this forest is undeniable. I need you to make 2 survival checks. The first is to see how well you can keep yourself warm, and this will be a DC 15.
Great. Not very.
Okay.
Survival.
You're both going to be susceptible to checks every hour for the cold as opposed to once a day, as the cold bites against you. But I need you both to make another survival check to see if you can find any tracks, any paths, or any means of heading through.
18.
Oh.
One of us could have rolled that on the other one, couldn't they?
Yeah.
You both are able to find a track. It looks, although covered in snow, it looks like this may have been an old pathway, should the snow and frost dissipate slightly. As you move through, I need you both to make a fortitude save DC 16.
26.
12.
Pahrichor, you take 3 non-lethal damage from the cold.
Very well.
Now, at this point, there's going to be an element of luck depending what happens here. And the further you go into the forest, the easier it's going to be to find where you're going. But I need one of you to roll, and since you both got an 18 on your tracking, I need one of you to roll me a D100. There is a 4% chance plus the amount you exceeded the check, so 12% of finding where you need to go. So a D100, if you get 1 to 12, we're immediately going where you want to be.
Wow. 14.
You spend a whole night wandering this, which means I'm going to need you to roll another fortitude save, DC 17.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like 8 fortitude saves or whatever because we had to do it like per hour?
Not yet.
What was
17.
sorry? So it's another
17. It gets
fortitude.
one harder each time.
What
The longer you're out. Fortitude, yeah. You both take three non-lethal damage from the cold. At this point, you're able to find some shelter from your earlier checks, and you'd be able to set up a fire and spend the rest of the day tending to your cold, and then attempt the next evening if you were to take a long rest.
I think if the fortitude saves are just going to get harder and we're just going to get colder, perhaps a little rest and warmth wouldn't be a bad idea.
It is about conserving the energy we have. We rest.
You rest. Is there any watch to what you're doing? Is
The elf, he does not sleep. I watched him.
Yeah. Don't need to sleep, just need to chill.
I will.
what you find? I should say at this point is sort of like a very small broken hut. It's enough that you can build a fire inside without drawing too much attention, but more importantly, you can keep yourself warm, which means you can get yourself some sufficient rest throughout what would now be the day, and you'll be able to pick up anew the next day. Could you roll me a D2, one of you? Dom is 1, Rob is 2.
You go ahead, Dom.
Cool. 2.
Madclaw. Madclaw, you are drifting in and out of sleep. The cold is making it difficult to fully switch off. And even though you know where Pahrichor is, there just feels like in the corner of your eye, someone is watching you. And also, you think you can hear something. But I need you to make, for me, a will save, DC 13.
Well, that's increased because I have a cloak.
It is, yes. You have a cloak of resistance.
So he wraps that around himself as he stands up, snow falling off his head, and he gets a 17 on the will save.
You beat it on the die alone. You can't quite hear what's being said in your ear, but it feels like something somewhere is almost taunting you.
There are voices, Pahrichor. Voices in the forest.
And weirdly enough, like last time, Pahrichor, you don't hear anything. Only Madclaw seems to be hearing something.
Perhaps in your dreams, Madclaw. I hear nothing. Pahrichor is sort of wrapped up in his cloak in the corner with his hood up,
Next to the fire.
staring out the window.
I'm telling you, the only voices I hear in my sleep are screams, I tell you. Not whispers. No one whispers near Madclaw, lest they be hiding from my gutting blade.
And as the sun continues to cross the sky, the two of you feel rested enough. What was your non-lethal damage in total?
I only got 3 last.
Over that evening, you would have recovered all your non-lethal points.
Okay.
Great.
And at this point, you head off again. At this point, with the shelter on your flank, I need you to make, firstly, another survival check to see if you're able to keep yourself warm for a day as opposed to an hour. So DC 15 to see if you're able to.
Madclaw.
And his count for me too.
Pahrichor, I'm afraid you will suffer more checks. And then I'm going to need another survival check, DC 10, to see if you can find a noted way forward.
What happened to the D100?
8.
4.
Oh dear.
We're lost.
Firstly, Dom, could you roll me a fortitude save DC 15, please?
Yes. I can. Just need to double check my fortitude. It is indeed as shit as I thought it was. I made a fortitude save.
You take no non-lethal damage this hour. Madclaw, can you also
This
make me
hour.
one, please, to see for the day?
Passed.
No, you do one for the whole day, not for the hour.
You just said that, and I got a 20.
No, you haven't even rolled for it.
I did not. I thought I rolled a 20.
That was something else.
That was a survival check to keep yourself warm.
Oh. So this is survival again, yes?
No, this is fortitude.
Oh, sorry.
Fortitude.
Apologies.
Madclaw, you take 2 non-lethal damage, but that's it for the day, as it's a bit biting at first, but you grin and bear it. However,
Pahrichor taps into some elven learning to shut out the cold and looks with satisfaction at Madclaw shivering.
you sort of forget your cold, Pahrichor. Now, what I need is for one of you to roll me a D100.
Your turn this time, Nom.
And I'm going to say this. Because you failed the survival check, you have an 8% chance of going where you want.
We're never going to go where we want.
If you
That's
fail,
so low.
If you fail, something else will happen.
Okay.
So you said 60 to 68, didn't you?
That's what he said.
Yeah. It's just a classic number to pick, really, 60 to 68, I think.
Yeah. 60
I'm
to
assuming
68.
Mike's complete silence at this point.
It's only
means
confirmation
that-
of this, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good estimate.
I was going to say at that point, should we just take a break then and grab a quick drink before we jump into what's going to happen next?
Okay, sounds good to me.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time.
Let's come back after these short
Messages.
Like and subscribe!
Don't tell your mum.
To tell you, man.
Unless she wants to watch us play D&D.
And we return. As our players have found, certainly not the path this time, but they come across a clearing.
Oh, God. I immediately zoomed in on someone that I don't think I was meant to see. I don't know.
Oh, well, you'll get there eventually.
Oh, there I am. There we are.
I did snap you, but... Oh, hang on. It's probably controlled by Madclaw. There you go.
To the ground again.
Yes, the chill is biting, but you find yourself in a small clearing compared to the rest of the dense forest, where it is not as dense. And yes, you did spy maybe the glimmer of something in the distance, but who knows?
Who could tell?
There's something over there. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't see it.
Yes, perhaps we should investigate this mysterious clearing. There's also some pretty flowers. And I mistook a leaf for a something about to attack us. But it was just a leaf.
It was just a leaf.
Yeah, shall we move with care?
With care, let's move in concealment.
Could you both give me a spot check, please? And I will...
Spot, indeed.
Oh. I didn't actually add a modifier to that. That should be 15.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, yeah, that should be 20,000. Yep.
Yep. It should be a d20 plus 10. So there you go.
oh yeah, I didn't actually add... no, it's more than 15 anyway, so I won't even pretend.
I didn't add my infravision from second edition onto this, so...
You notice in the distance what looks like a creature under a tree eyeing you up as you're walking through.
Badger.
It looks a bit like a badger from a distance, but it is not quite a badger.
But if you zoom in, you'll notice it's a dire badger.
It is actually a token I couldn't find. So you'll notice the characteristics of a wolverine.
Yeah.
Adamantium claws, yellow costume.
Says Bubba lot.
Yeah.
Has a cigar in his mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. Pahrichor will hold his hand out to stop Madclaw in place, probably. Madclaw carries on walking a bit, and Pahrichor is unable to hold him back. Possibly to prove a point, possibly he didn't notice. Go on.
If his attention is drawn to the Wolverine, he will stop and he will say, "We must conserve our energy. We do not know how much longer we shall be in this frozen hell."
What do you suggest, Madclaw?
We avoid the creature.
Does it seem to be hiding? What's its demeanor looking at it, Michael?
It's not looking like it's protecting anything, but it does look like, Wolverines, especially within the woodlands, they're looking for a meal. So if you were to get closer, it would probably risk engaging you. If you kept your distance, it may not.
And it's a Wolverine, it's not a dire Wolverine. It's just a Wolverine.
It's just a Wolverine.
Okay, well, if it, I don't know, they're not that big, are they?
Medium-sized by the look of it.
It is a medium-sized creature, yes.
Really? Do Wolverines grow that big? Or is it just because it's it's a heightened, it's like a creature?
It is a medium animal.
Wow. No, I wasn't... Okay. I meant like in real life, but no worries.
I don't...
Here it is. A big old boy.
Yeah, similar to badgers, but a bigger, stronger, and even more ferocious.
Right. That is going... That thing's going to attack us the first chance it gets, Pahrichor.
Well, if it can't be avoided, perhaps we should take the first strike.
Yeah. And who's to say it won't taste nice once it's rested on the spit a little?
That does sound good.
Does it look like it's seen us, Mike?
This particular one is eyeing you up, yes. It's going... licking its
Madclaw is
chops.
gonna do the Homer Simpson and just slide backwards into the hedgerow, and he's gonna try and hide from the Wolverine.
I'll join you in a hide attempt.
22.
28. Pahrichor does the same thing until they're level, and then goes a little bit further.
Well, it won't be able to find one of you, but no, it's you vanish into the tree.
Now let's close the distance on him, the little wretch.
Yes, the hunted becomes the hunter.
So I'll do a move, silently check if that's alright, Mike, to try and close the distance.
Yep.
16.
24.
Go on!
Whilst you're there, as you both move through the trees, would you both like to make another spot check, please?
Oh, are we thinking that we were the clever ones?
13.
27.
Oh!
This session.
Oh, well done.
Pahrichor, as you are moving through the hedge growth and the trees, keeping your eye on the one in the distance, you notice actually you're moving towards another one. That seems to be also eyeing up the rustling tree, but doesn't seem to have clicked or clocked there are creatures inside just yet. The wind is working in your favour at this point. It's blowing into your face, not the other way.
Pahrichor will point this one out to Madclaw as well. I wonder how many there are, he whispers.
Let's find out. And Madclaw will give you the nod as if to say, let's go. And because we might as well, whilst we've got the element of surprise, we can both close and attack and get an attack on this one. If there are more out there, they'll reveal themselves.
Pahrichor will go 1 second.
He's like, and then it stops. Yep.
And power up his mind blade.
Cool.
He looks like he's just concentrating or holding in a fart.
So synchronize as the blade is fired up. I think in that instance, both of them could maybe combine a charge against that Wolverine there.
Yeah.
So he's going to aim his charge to land 5, 10, 15. So he's going to land here.
Mm-hmm.
So Pahrichor would probably throw his blade because he's got a better chance of hitting it. But he'll throw it and then move if that's okay, so that I can flank with Madclaw, which is I assume what you were hoping.
Well, actually, I could go the other direction if you prefer to not have your back to the other one. So I could, I would still have. I was from where I moved. I could get to here. Oh, it's still going to get to you or me anyway. So
yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll designate the other one to be dodge.
Okay.
Dodged.
Yeah. So we'll both run in then, Michael.
You charge out of the hedge and the trees at this Wolverine that hasn't really caught on yet, and on its flat-footed armor class of 12, you do
23.
Madclaw connects.
So this is Pahrichor throwing before he runs.
Yep.
11.
Pahrichor misses with the throw, but Madclaw.
So 1 d6. Hang on, we rested again, didn't we? I should have got another bit of strength back.
Mm-hmm.
I was still on.
Oh yeah.
Still on that, but still. Yeah. So this is the damage. 8 points of piercing damage as he rushes in and just stabs into the Wolverine.
Yes, and you notice as you do, the other one seems to spring up. This one seems to recoil at you, but it almost seems to be foaming at the mouth with that attack. As both of you need to roll initiative.
21.
10.
Sod.
With that, we're going to go. Madclaw. You can see the Wolverine in front of you from where you shivved. Gonna get the word there.
Careful.
Is now foaming at the mouth. I'll come to that in a moment. But it is your turn.
Madclaw is going to paraphrase. No, he's not going to paraphrase. He is just going to quote the long-termed quote said by many of our adventurers when coming across animals in the wood. He will shout, "It's rabid!" as he closes the distance. Will enjoy the +2 on his attack. Thank you, flanking bonus. Possibly a critical.
Confirm it.
Oh, that's ++.
Plus.
22.
Is a critical.
Yes.
It is.
Would you like to roll me?
Yes, a D100. 65.
Oh, okay. Ear injured.
Oh, that's like his balance checks or something.
No. Roll me 1d4, then 1d6, please, and then do your normal critical.
So 1d4, 1.
He has a -2 to listen checks for an hour, and then roll me a d6.
6.
He's stunned for 6 rounds.
That's the one we wanted. 6.
That is good.
Yes.
Now roll your normal
Damage. Yep.
your normal damage.
11 points of piercing damage.
Oh, as this creature is starting to get even more enraged and angry before it can react. Boom! You caution. What's it like as you stun a Wolverine?
Well, it's a stab. Like he stabs it, but like I think he just—it's like it's right in its back, so it just throws the wind out of its lungs from the strike. So it's just like as we're already upon it, like stabbing the blazing energy sword in front and as well. Like it's just a horrible, confusing mess as the battle erupts. And Madclaw is happy with that result.
Very nice. As this creature, under its 4 legs, just seems to collapse into the snow. Pahrichor.
So Pahrichor will ignore the stunned one for now, as it's not a pressing concern anymore, and he's going to attack the one to the north, instead launching his saber.
AC 12, as it has not yet attacked.
20.
It is a hit.
A hit. And
It took the hit.
because I charged my blade before and missed, I can add a d8 to the damage. 9 points of damage as the blade and slices into the flesh of the beast.
Excellent. As the Wolverine recoils, it too seems to foam at the mouth, and both of them now succumb to a rage, as they are now angry. They are easier to hit, but deadlier in combat. I need to make some adjustments to their attack, their damage. Their health, I'm afraid, as they've gained some health.
Well, not the one that's stunned, though, eh?
Well, yes, he's still stunned, but the other one has gained a bit of temporary health back. But that's also like that. This one up here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Are you on the map layer or something? Why are you not? You're on a map.
I'm just a very, very dark figure. I'm here. Hit me up with a dot next to my token, and that'll be fine.
No, it's I'll do that for you. But what I couldn't do then is actually select the Wolverine. It was a part of the map. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He runs at you, Pahrichor, foaming at the mouth. He's this rabid, angry Wolverine. Wants to take revenge against you. It leaps and it swipes at you with one of its claws, attempting to maul you. Your armor class was
20 with the dodge.
Oh!
Peas and rice.
Oh my god.
It's not a critical hit, but it is most certainly a hit, as this claw comes crashing and raking across your face for 7 points of damage, as this Wolverine just hacks at you, and it looks at this point now that all it wants to do is consume and kill. But it's back to the top of the round. Madclaw.
Pahrichor gets slashed and he goes, "Oh, Madclaw! Help!"
There's a word for that kind of attack. It's called snicked. He's gonna see this thing come out of the forest attacking Pahrichor, and he's gonna know that the other beast is tamed for the moment. So he's gonna take his movement 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to flank the creature. And it's just gonna get a stabbing.
Yeah, easier to hit now. So its base armor class is 12.
Oh, because it charged.
No, it didn't charge, but it's raging.
Oh, I see. 28.
It's a hit. Shame it's not a crit.
I know. It really is. And I get minimum 6 points of piercing damage.
Million damage.
Max at minimum damage. And yes, you get behind into a flanking position, delivering a cut across the back of this foaming beast. Pahrichor.
Pahrichor will attempt to mimic the strike from the front, taking advantage of the flanking. 12.
12 hits the armor class, but does not exceed it.
In which case I use my move action, which I've got to do to power up the psychic strike in case I hit it next turn.
Excellent.
And I'll continue to dodge against it.
And that was with the dodge bonus, yeah? Sorry, no, the flanking bonus to hit.
Yes, it was, yes, sadly.
The creature is still... no! It's been hit by both of you now. 1, it will go for Dom. 2, it will go for Rob. Pahrichor, this creature is still just tunnel vision on you. And it goes for a full attack. There's 2 claws come at you. Claw number 1. Oh, is a hit.
Oh my god.
Claw number 2 is possibly a critical.
Oh god.
What?
Is just a hit.
God.
And then it goes to bite you. Is a miss. As 2 claws hack at you. as this raging creature does 13 points of damage in total from the 2 hits.
Gosh.
As it literally is just trying to jump on you, like it's just trying to lash at your face. Every part of its movement is just trying to cut and attack you. It tries to take a lump of your flesh out to start eating it, but you just dodge out of the way. I've already dropped his counter. We're back to the top of the round. Madclaw.
Yeah, he's desperate to get this thing off Pahrichor at this point because he's just tearing into him.
My face!
So we'll just continue his attack, benefiting from the flank bonus. 18 to hit.
Is a hit.
Oh, thank God. 1d6 plus Vave. 10 points of piercing damage. A bit better. It goes into that inverted grip and just like buries it in the side of the creature as ribs.
Under different circumstances, this might have killed the beast, but its rage, it seems to almost be just ignoring that part of it as its temporary health as well. Excellent strike, though. Are you going to move or stay there?
No, I'm making use of this. I think it's our survival depends on it. It might seem.
Excellent. Pahrichor.
Pahrichor will strike. 13.
The bare minimum needed to hit the creature, as you do. Vroom.
So the additional damage, 14 points of damage.
Describe how you slay the Wolverine.
So it's like it's all over, like scratching, biting, and then Madclaw like stabs it in the side, and it rears back for just a second, which gives Pahrichor a second to like ignite the blade, chops off its head.
Oh, excellent! As that one drops, it almost as you take off its head, its body is still seeming to just writhe at you until that the adrenaline subsides in its muscles. This one here is still lying on the floor, just seeing stars, but is still a threat. Madclaw.
Madclaw knows that while it draws breath, it will always be a threat. They'll have many sleepless nights if they don't dispatch this thing now. So he'll run in to get the flank bonus, but from the west, and he will strike again. 24 to hit.
Is a definite hit.
For 10 points of damage.
Describe how you slay that last Wolverine.
It's gibbering on the ground, and he just gets like a handful of its matted fur, lifts up its head, and just cleanly just slits its throat. Nothing cruel about it. He has no hatred for animals like he does for most other things, so he just puts it out of his misery.
Excellent. And lastly, Pahrichor 1, Madclaw 2. Madclaw, as you deliver this killing blow, could you make a will save, please? DC 13.
Oh. I just saw myself that I was putting in my modifier and I just typed 13. I'll pass this one, I think. Sorry, will save. No, that's a fail. That's a 6.
Nice.
As you deliver the killing blow, a voice is just whispering in your ear, going, "Don't trust the elf.
Huh?
The elf will consume your flesh." And also, as you hear these maddening whispers, you take 3 points of wisdom damage. As these thoughts are like, "Stop the elf. The elf must not continue. Eat the Wolverine. Consume its raw flesh. Let the blood drip down your mouth. Don't tell your mum." These mad whispers are just sinking in. Weirdly enough, though, It still feels like there's someone in the corner of your eye who's just watching you.
I can hear them again, Pahrichor.
I keep telling you, Madclaw, there's no voices. Pay them no heed.
Why should I trust the word of an elf?
Have I done anything to mean you shouldn't trust me, Madclaw? I've been nothing but a faithful companion to you.
And he sort of like does like a convulsing shake for about a minute. Like a minute straight. He's just
An
like,
uncomfortably long time.
yeah, just, like he's trying to shake it off. Like he's like a dog that's wet or got something on his back, but he can't get it off. And eventually, like he'll snap out of it and say, "It is nothing. The wind. It whispers in my mind, Pahrichor. It whispers in my mind."
Pahrichor's going to take a cure moderate wounds potion.
Quite right, too.
As Madclaw is shuddering and then muttering about things in his mind. Oh, that's a bad roll.
Oh,
Man.
Better than nothing.
aye.
Better than out.
Well, Pahrichor will also just take a couple of steps further away. Can we? Do these flowers look right? Is it not snowy? Should there be flowers?
It's... You can do a knowledge nature check or a survival check.
I'd love to.
That's wisdom.
I'll do it. To a knowledge nature. 20, that's pretty good.
Ah,
Oh dear.
oh dear. Pahrichor, your connection to nature, I suppose, your lineage, just gives you a bit more insight. You know that what these are essentially an offshoot from a druid's Goodberry spell. And when cast aside, some Goodberries are known to sprout into plants of their own. And what these are Goodberry bushes. Pretty much. So you can harvest some Goodberries from them, seeing as you've made the appropriate check. With the amount of bushes there, you can roll for me 3d8.
Ho, ho, ho. We're in luck, Madclaw. Look. Good breeze.
You can find 14 Goodberries that have been nurtured, so that's 14 hit points worth of healing.
That's 7 each.
Yes.
So they'll keep in your pocket for about a day at least, before they spoil.
Day?
Well, they're not proper Goodberry spells, they're the remnants of. So they will only maintain the healing benefit for at least about 24 hours after being picked.
Okay. Goodberry pips.
Nom, nom, nom. Pahrichor will then sprinkle any seeds back on the ground.
Yes, you do your deed.
More will sprout. And also
Very nice.
Eaten. He'll poop out later.
Make sure to bury that.
Circle of life, baby.
It's not a guaranteed thing. Sometimes they're known to sprout, but in this instance, there we go.
Oh, with some good elf compost, I'm sure more will sprout.
Indeed. Some fine.
This, I'm assuming they're supposed to be pecs, but they could be tits, couldn't they? This woman, man.
God, let me zoom in. I got.
This person. We don't need to gender, do we?
Oh, there's a very prominent pair right there.
It is.
Very prominent. Goodness me.
It could be armor. It could be anything. Who knows?
Sure.
Well, what is it? I want to know.
Yes, the stark black and white of the wintry forest is broken by a splash of colour. A man's body sits upright but slumped against a tree. Around him, the snow is stained a brilliant red.
Blood in the snow.
I'm assuming he's dead.
He's very dead, yes.
Beyond help of a single Goodberry.
Beyond that, yes, he is beyond saving.
Long beyond. Who might he be? Perhaps we should check his pockets.
Yeah, let's see what he's got.
You can both check his pockets, and you can give me a heal check. Give me a search check and a heal check.
I'll give you a
check. I'll give you a search check.
My search is really
9.
good.
Mine should be better than that, but it's not.
My search is unbelievable. 14.
Whoa.
Nice. And do you want to give me a heal check as well?
17.
Okay.
Heal is what? Wisdom.
Yes. You notice as well, Madclaw, you also get a -2 currently on all your wisdom skill checks because your eyes are constantly flickering just into the corner of your vision.
There's something over there, I swear it, I swear it. That's 17 on the heal check.
You both... Okay, so it's quite clear that the cause of death on this person was blood loss, and from a terrible-looking bite wound on his shoulder. Now, you can tell immediately that this is not a bite wound that would have been done by a wolverine or any native animal that you know. This looks rough and ragged in the way that the flesh has been kind of bitten off the shoulder. You can see as well that the bite was bandaged somewhat, but the wound itself it's hard to say. It looks...
So I am now a level 40 multi-class.
Level 40.
Killing machine deity.
Double epic.
Yeah, double epic character that walks.
Can you see me now?
Veins.
Can you see me now?
Yes,
yeah.
Can you hear me?
Because my spell
Cool.
check is 400 because I'm a level 40 epic character.
Great. I revoke all of that.
Okay.
Where did I cut off?
Just that he'd obviously got this bite wound from on his shoulder and then had succumbed to the wound. My question was going to be and that he bandaged it.
Yes.
My question was going to be, are there obvious red footprints that show where he came from?
No.
So he must have been struck at this very tree. The tree is alive.
You can see as well, yes, his hand is completely frostbitten.
Just his hand.
Just one.
Just one of his hands is completely frostbitten.
What about the other one?
Yeah, seems okay. In terms of what's on his person, he has a masterwork dagger, and he's also wearing a cold weather outfit. That would give you +5 to any rolls to withstand the cold.
You better take the nice warm coat, Pahrichor.
Are you sure?
I've got my eyes on that shiny dagger. It's a fair trade.
Fair enough. We also have that fancy clothing from before. You could wear that if you like.
too fancy for my back.
Whilst you're doing that, you also found in a search whilst you're taking off his clothes, it looks like he also stabbed both of his eardrums. You can see it's a fractured bit of a dagger's blade in his ears as well.
And that didn't kill him.
That wasn't the killing blow. The killing blow was the wound on the shoulder.
He got stabbed in the ear, did you just say?
I think he stabbed himself in the ear.
Yes.
Oh.
Based on your mutterings, Madclaw.
Hey?
What did you say the warm clothes outfit did to the thing?
You get +5 to any cold weather check.
Cool, thank you. Yes, I wonder if your talk of maddening voices perhaps was not so unfounded. Maybe they're targeting you. Targeting the weaker-willed of the both of us.
He shows his teeth in all of their disgusting slobbering, but he doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. I suppose then, what do you...
And no sign of... so... He's bitten. He's been bitten. He's obviously been bitten by something. He's not going to take a chunk out of his own shoulder, I don't think. But he's obviously done the deed of finishing himself, which is horrible. Madclaw is going to look up at the tree. Like, is there any marks up the tree at all, like, above him?
Not in the tree. Though you swear that every time you turn, there's something just always out of sight. But what you said about the blood, there doesn't look like there's blood, but there does look like there are some tracks. And if you were to make a survival check, you might be able to follow them.
You might want to put your eyes to the tracks, elf. I'm feeling a little bit clumsy.
Very well.
I don't know where they go. With a 9.
This was survival, right? 11. I'm not sure either.
It's enough actually that you can find a way to potentially where he came from. And you're able to follow them somewhat until they bring you to there.
Can't see. It's bright sunlight over here. That's better.
I gave you control.
Feeling control?
You find yourself approaching what looks like a lodge. It's perched atop a steep promontory. Promontory? You know, yes, thank you. That drops off for 40 feet to the forest below. The exposed stone of this cliff has a distinctive blue cast to it. The snow in this clearing surrounding the lodge looks fresh and is unmarked by footprints except for a single set that you have been following that also leads back to the building's front door. Spatters of frozen blood accompany the trail at the door, and despite the chill in the air, the front door of the lodge seems to be held on by a thread. And no smoke curls up from the chimney or on the roof either.
You want to play it quiet, Pahrichor? Sneak up on it like...
Yes, although based on the quiet, maybe there's nothing to sneak up on. But still, safer to be quiet than loud.
If we're going to run into anything, more like it'll be here. Look at that shelter. It'll keep the snow off our backs if nothing else.
Certainly wouldn't argue with a dry place to spend the day, I suppose.
Then let's approach quiet like.
Very quiet-like.
Very move silently like.
Move silently checks, please, Michael, as we approach. 24 for Madclaw.
24. And
24 for Madclaw. Another number for Pahrichor. 18.
cool. Which means...
He's rolling.
We forgot to add the modifier, which is plus 18.
No, it's plus 80. 80.
Sorry.
This is a double epic character we're about to come across.
You move down the pathway quite quietly as you're able to make your way to the entrance of the lodge.
Pahrichor walks on top of the snow like Legolas.
Yes. Oh, I love that detail.
I don't know why that's making me think of James Bond.
It's quite a Bondian kind of thing, like in the cold.
Yeah.
Blood on the snow.
Are there windows?
Actually, all the windows look like they're boarded up from the inside.
Is this the only door?
Seems to be.
Looks that way. Well, makes our task easier.
Open it quietly and crack the door to take a peek.
Question is, who's quieter?
Well, I suspect you are.
I like sneaking indoors. $17.
17.
Well, we know it's been heard, but
Open up.
quieter than a.
You throw open the door. The interior of the lodge is a single large open room that has seen better days. The numerous tables and chairs look like they've been attacked in certain places and almost been salvaged. And actually, what has been salvaged appears to have been nailed over all of the tightly shuttered windows. A pile of rubble near the door indicates that it too was once similarly barricaded, but the boards have subsequently been torn out. Several low beds against the far wall in complete disarray. The beds, some ruined tables, and even the walls bear scorch marks and quite a few bloodstains. A large fireplace dominates the centre of the room, but no fire burns inside. The walls bear numerous burn marks. 2 composite longbows, a blood-soaked hatchet, and nearly 24 arrows lie scattered about the room. In the wall opposite the main entrance is a single door.
Another empty room.
Ta-da! I knew there'd be another.
I mean, at least there was a description, and there's like a bloody weapon, and there's something. There's something. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not quite
Just shut the door.
the level of.
It's cold out. Were you born in a barn, Madclaw?
No. It was a hole.
Just a hole.
Oh.
Was it a latrine?
Oh.
He doesn't confirm nor deny. Instead, he'll take a look at the bloody hatchet. Always happy to view another's tool. Just like a normal axe, Michael, or
So, it counts as a masterwork hand axe.
ooh, I heard that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he looks at it and in awe. An axe is not his weapon, but he'll still have it. Hand axe.
Yes. Which I think is a D6 off the top of my head.
D6, yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't have a bow, but he'll look to Pahrichor to see if he has one, and will gesture to the arrows scattered around the room.
Pahrichor has all of the weapons he needs in his mind.
Mind bullets.
Mind bullets.
Do you want to make a search check for anything else?
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Cool.
Yeah, I do really.
I'm going to search the fireplace. Or just do a general search, but he'll look at the fireplace for
I'm
sure.
just going to do a general search, yeah.
I'm going to make a
My
general
search is actually really good, so I do need to do that.
Mine's alright for something that doesn't have any ranks.
21.
I had a DC of 20 for one of them.
Hey, come on.
Firstly,
Fireplace.
it is, but I'll get to that.
Yes.
You find some hidden bodies. You find some bodies under beds and under some of the sheets. Both a little more than frozen red skeletons. All the meat seems to have been chewed off them at this point. Frozen is just absolutely horrible. It almost looks like whatever did this, it was done with... Actually, no, give me a heal check for this. I'll get to the rest.
3.
No.
Sorry, I was looking that up.
Whatever did this looks like it was like chewed and biting. These something ate the flesh off them.
These wolverines in this forest.
Both the bows on the floor are masterwork composite longbows with a +3 strength bonus, so you're able to add +3. And there's also 19 masterwork arrows scattered around the room as well.
Did you say there were 2 masterwork longbows?
Yes.
And how
Both
many arrows? Sorry, 19.
19. And 19 masterwork arrows.
19 masterwork arrows.
But whilst you've got that down, Madclaw, whilst Pahrichor is collecting up the arrows, you're having a look at the fireplace, and actually, you find there's a loose rock in the mantle. Dislodging it, you find a small hollow space containing 2 potions of Cure Light Wounds and 3 potions of Endure Elements.
He'll hand one of the light wounds to Pahrichor. He'll keep one for himself. And then he'll only know that they're Endure Elements from a label, I imagine, because he wouldn't know.
Yes, it's they do look like that these have been purchased from like a general goods, shall we say, and they've got like a Endure Elements on it.
And there were 3 of those. So 4, did you say?
Yes.
3.
3. Which means that under the effect of it, which is 24 hours, you don't have to do any checks to survive hot or cold environments.
We can escape these frozen woods, Pahrichor.
A prospect that does appeal, I must say. It's been too cold for too long.
One more place to look.
Behind the door? Well, let's see. Shall we? Ha! Oh. Ha!
As you open the door, you see a really crude-looking. Can I just check? Oh no, it's not even a. You see the head of a man like try to reach through and just bite at you, as this rabid, foaming at the mouth man is attempting to bite at you. What is your flat-footed armor class?
It is 15.
He just gnaws in front of you as he attempts to bite you, and his foam is just dripping down his mouth. As I need you all to roll initiative.
Try to bloody bite me.
Tried to bite me.
Oh,
14.
so MC
You dribbled all over me. You dribbled all over me.
All over me.
last is Pahrichor. Pahrichor goes last. Okay, yes, as this man just attempts to just rabidly bite into you, we go to Madclaw. This
Yeah.
this wild-eyed, frothing at the mouth man, caked in frozen blood, his skin covered in sores and numerous wounds, and his feet, barefoot, but both are so frostbitten they no longer look like feet. What do you do?
Ooh. I think Pahrichor's probably recoiling. My instinct as a player would be to withdraw to let the thing follow us, but that isn't what Madclaw's instinct would be. Madclaw's instinct is to barrel past into the room, and he'll go there to give space. So he'll move fully in there, and as he goes into the room, he performs one of his tumbles. He tumbles forward, rolling, and then strikes as he rises back to his feet in that square. He will do 27 to hit. That's 15 on the die. If
Confirm
he's
it.
Alive, possibly.
He is alive.
He is alive. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So in that case.
That is definitely a critical. Please roll for me a D100.
Oh my word, that is 20 to confirm. That is very, very satisfying. D100. Bring me fortune. No, that is a
That is a standard critical.
standard critical, which for a rapier, why haven't I put
2d6.
times 3?
2.
3?
The higher the threat, the lower the damage.
3?
7?
Times 2.
3?
Times 2.
What if it was more then?
So, 2
It's not.
6 plus 17 points of piercing damage as he rolls in and strikes.
-9. How do you absolutely destroy the rabid rogue?
Oh my god, so as the door is flung open, Pahrichor has to recoil, and Madclaw just barrels into the room, rolls as I said, and then he jumps off one of those barrels and just drives the thing into its head, drives the guy to the floor, and then just stabs again and puts him out.
Again and again. As, yes, Keller, the rabid rogue, lies defeated.
And immediately Madclaw's like going through his belongings and looking through his stuff.
Yes, so, want to give me a search check?
18.
18. You find a few things. So, on his person, you find padded leather armor, which probably isn't that good for you guys. Another masterwork dagger.
I'll just put. No, you have. Do you want one Pahrichor just in case you have a headache?
There's not much point. I don't think there's many situations where that can happen.
Okay.
And
dual wield masterwork daggers.
a ring of protection +1.
Oh wow. Well, we both have the same armor class.
Mm-hmm.
I got the cloak of charisma, cloak of resistance last time. So if you would like the Ring of Protection, Pahrichor, I think you should take it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, if we're just, I think that's fair. I got a very, very handy magical item last time, and you didn't. So go ahead, absolutely.
Only if you're sure. That's
Yeah, I'm
very
sure,
kind of
man.
you.
I'm sure. I think I have more health than you as well. I think so. It probably makes sense.
Yeah, I think you probably do.
Also, the storeroom contains 11 lion pelts, and these are Timberway lion pelts that are native to the region.
Oh my god!
If you want to give me a knowledge nature or an appraise check to see if you know their value.
Hey. Appraise for
Pahrichor, do you want to give me an appraise or a knowledge nature to see if you can gauge how much they're worth?
Yes. I'll give you an appraise. Sorry, I was just typing. 20.
You know, like Timberway lion pelts are very sought after, especially by those who use them either for decorative rugs, but the selling of these pelts is frowned upon, especially by druids and naturalists who are trying to preserve a dying species. However, each pelt is worth 50 gold.
and
So that's 550 gold's worth of Timberway lion pelts.
I maths has never been my strong point. How many did you say there were?
11.
Oh, there were 11. Okay.
So that's 550 gold of them.
Oh my god!
And you also find on a box what looks to be a map. It indicates where you are, which is Blue Rock Lodge. And you can also see what looks like directions to various settlements. The nearest being the Timberstead, which is a small homestead, but there's enough there that you'd be able to have shelter and make appropriate travel from. And it gives you the appropriate directions to leave here and how to get there. And from here, you could probably do it in a day. So you have your exit plan.
Well, why not?
Great.
That's what we wanted, after all.
Exactly what we wanted, and Madclaw is delighted at the find. Out of all the things they found, I think he is most delighted by the lion pelt, and he'll actually throw it over his shoulders. And I like to think the hood has the lion's jaw. You know exactly what I mean.
Yes.
With the mane here, so he kind of can almost embody the name Madclaw by wearing this thing now.
Yes, so you have 10 left that are not being worn.
And not soiled immediately at the touch of Madclaw.
Yes.
He is a disgusting creature.
So now the question is, do you rest up until a fresh evening, or do you just keep heading off?
We could just keep heading off. I don't think I've taken any damage.
Endure elements potion each and just bomb it. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yep, so they take a moment to sort of make sure they've secured the area, and then we'll take an endure elements potion each for the journey to the Timberstead. Did you say that's that's the way out, basically?
That is, yeah. The Timberstead would be the exit.
Yeah. So that's yeah. Well, I mean that's where I reckon we would probably go. So,
do any of you have ranks in knowledge nature? Okay.
No.
Okay. Yes, something feels odd about where you are, and you're not quite sure how to pin everything together. You've got elements of essentially like a fiery sort of detonation in this room. You've got this mad, foaming at the mouth rogue, and then you had the other individual who had perished from a bizarre bite wound. And this guy here has got such bad frostbite on his feet that he, it just seems very odd.
The bitey coward, clearly taking a chunk out of one of his friends. Driven mad in the wilderness. Happens to many.
I wonder if they were hunting the lions, came here to rest. The mad one attacked them all. There's a load of bodies through there, isn't there? So,
Masterwork arrows. Must have a pretty penny to spend on hunting these rare lions now.
well,
An illegal sport, perhaps.
seems that way.
Seems they were the sport in the end.
Ha! Ironic. An ignominious end for hunters of a protected species.
Madclaw just spits and will go to leave, I imagine.
Yep, you quaff an endure elements potion,
Yep. Off
Yes.
we go. Bye.
and you leave.
There's one endure elements potion left.
You leave Blue Rock Lodge?
We're leaving.
You're leaving.
We're leaving.
You're leaving. Madclaw, as you step outside, that whispering, that maddening whisper just seems to not stop drilling itself into your head. Can you make a will save, please? DC 13, but I imagine that's going to be lower as you've already taken a bit of wisdom damage. Sorry, your save will be lower because you've already taken a bit of wisdom damage.
Yes, that's a great point. Yeah, so if that's -3, then that means it is a straight roll. Why is that not deselecting for me? So DC 13. I can do it. Or not.
You hear more of these whispers in your ear just going, you can't trust any of them. You can't trust the elf. The elf eats your flesh. You must eat his flesh before you do. Kala was weak. Kala could not become one of us. You can become one of us. You can become stronger. You must consume the elf. Only by consuming the elf will this madness leave you. As you hear all of this, you take 2 points of wisdom damage. You must attack the elf. You must consume the elf's flesh. You must not let it escape.
That was non-lethal damage, yeah? 2 non-lethal.
No, that was 2 wisdom damage, I'm afraid.
Oh, sorry. I wishful thinking, eh?
If only.
So that is now okay, cool.
And
I'm sorry, that shouldn't have been. I just deducted that immediately off there, but I would have failed anyway with that roll. But that shouldn't have been as bad as what I just did.
okay. You feel there's just this presence just in the corner of your eye, just like you must defeat that elf, until the last second where you hear a presence. You must join me. But you both hear this.
I did hear that.
The voices are in my mind.
You can give me a spot check if you wish.
If we wish.
I don't actually know if you're... Well, let's see, because...
16.
All right.
Oh.
I can't hit that, so 15. Didn't even hit half.
You just hear this, you must join me. And then the wind in front of you, Madclaw, stops for a second as the wind comes together, as a creature forms from the wind itself, becoming... There we go. What almost looks like a feral, wild-eyed human. Its eyes shining with a cold, hateful blue light, and its mouth is full of sharp, tangled teeth. There is what looks like a weird amalgam of just like fur in certain places, as it's just completely exposed to the element. His most disturbing feature, though, is his legs, which now end in charred, bloody stumps as this creature is hovering in front of you. A partially healed burn festers on the left side of its face, and it goes to bite you, Madclaw, on your flat-footed armor class, which is
15.
Oh! It just so it attempts to bite into you. But at that moment, you dodge back, and I need you to roll initiative.
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 That wasn't great. 13.
Baltea.
Excellent. As this creature went to bite at you, Madclaw, you immediately lunge back. It's your turn.
Yeah, he lunges back and he sort of skids in the snow, like with one hand down, the other brandishing his blade behind him like that. And then he'll rush forward, skirting the outskirts of the predator's reach. He said he was floating.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Perfectly flying in the air.
So we'll move around him to there. And we'll instantly go for, hopefully, a strike that will be insightful. Uh, 16 to hit.
Is not enough, I'm afraid.
Yeah, he just whiffs it. Skids in the snow.
As this creature seems to just easily evade what you're doing, it seems to glide around you, almost like it's sizing up where. And as it seems to go around, it seems to be eyeing up the side of your neck, similar to that injury from the human earlier, if you remember that bite. As he goes to bite you again, normal armor class is
19.
That is a hit, but unfortunately this creature has what is known as a ravenous bite, where it threatens a critical hit on an 18.
What?
But it's just a hit, or you don't want that to be a critical. As you take, you're lucky, 7 points of damage from the bite.
1,000,000 damage.
And I need you to make a fortitude save, please.
I thought that might be coming along. DC?
15.
That's a 10.
Can you roll me a D3, please?
One.
Oh! Just make a note. 1 day.
God.
I think that's an incubation period.
It could be. You don't know anything about that, though. You just feel awful.
He probably has like 8 diseases already, Madclaw. What's another one?
Yes, excellent. As that he bites into you, Pahrichor.
So I can only get to there, which is not quite enough to flank, but hopefully opening up an opportunity for Madclaw in the future. I'll designate the creature to be my dodge target to get extra to the AC, and then I'll activate my Mind Blade. 19 to hit.
19 is not enough. As
it starts.
We're back to the top of the round. I will now allow you to do a straight up level check to see if you've heard what this creature might be. DC, though, 20.
Oh.
Madclaw, there is possibly something in
it. For us.
I may lower that as the fight goes on, just to see if we can.
if being battered by the thing jogs my memory a bit.
Smack! Oh yes,
I remember.
Madclaw.
Madclaw is going to take the flank, increasing his attack bonus, and he will strike.
Not enough.
Oh dear.
Not 2 as well.
He'll strike. I was stood here, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Never mind, that's my turn.
The creature glides on the spot and provokes an attack of opportunity from you, Madclaw.
Oh no, we don't want that. Bring me fortune.
Take him now.
27.
That is a hit.
Literally haven't rolled anything over him. Well, actually, in a while. I was about to complain. I have. 11 points of piercing damage.
Oh, you cut deep into this creature as you take out what looks like a vast amount of its blood. You gut the thing, and so much blood seems to pour out of it as it sort of scatters in the air, but it still goes. For Pahrichor, what is your armor class?
What the hell?
21.
21. 21.
21.
He misses as he goes to bite you. Pahrichor.
I will use my movement to charge my Mind Blade.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will take us. Yes, I'll just hit it. I think I'll try and hit it because I want to get Madclaw in on it. 23 to hit.
That is a hit.
Excellent. Seven points of damage as the blade whirls around. It blocks one hit from the creature, and then he spins around and just catches it across the chest.
Yes, and you dig deeper into the wound than Madclaw opened, as you can see even more of its blood just seems to be pouring out. It's almost like you can see kind of some of its organs as well just seem to be just hanging out of the creature. But it's
on the ropes, Madclaw.
It still hovers there. Madclaw.
Madclaw is going to do a very specific dance move. It's kind of like a leapfrog, the kind of leapfrog you see in a group dance troupe, like the kind you'd see on Britain's Got Talent or something. Like, it's just a clean, by the book leapfrog over Pahrichor, over the creature. All narrative fluff for him to land behind his flank. And as he lands on the other side of the contest, he will then try and drive his blade into the creature's back. For 18.
18 is not enough, as you leapfrog and miss. As you miss the creature. It's now its turn, and Pahrichor, you see this because it's right in front of you. But it's almost as if now those organs that were pouring out move back in, and that wound closes on itself.
It's not on the ropes anymore.
As it seems to regenerate in front of you. And it goes to bite you again, Pahrichor. 21, yes?
21, yeah.
Oh, that's a hit, and you're lucky that's not a threat. For 8 points of damage, and could you make a fortitude save, please?
No. 13.
Can you roll me a d3, please?
I'm diseased.
You might be diseased in 1 day as well. Oh, you're both going to suffer from this.
A quick fever.
The creature gives a sniff in the air and then seems to give almost like a gloating cry. Pahrichor.
It shouldn't be me, should it? Madclaw. No, Madclaw's already gone, yeah. Yes, Pahrichor will use his move to charge his weapon and then attempt to strike the beast. 15.
It's a miss, as the creature in front of you just seems to almost be gloating. Madclaw, back to the top of the round. You can make another level check and add 2 to this.
Okay. 9.
Is that 6? Yeah.
You both have no clue. Absolutely zero clue.
You're busy getting bitten.
Indeed. But Madclaw, what do you do?
I hate to sound like a broken record, but he's just trying to stab this creature. Really want to stab this creature. 24.
That is a hit.
Okay, so that is 9 points of piercing damage.
You spot this creature just as you hear a voice in your head, just in your ears, Michael, going, "I've won." As he drops to the floor. Do you want to both give me a spot check?
Oh dear.
Yes.
13.
20.
Yeah, you can both see his regeneration is still active.
What do you think? Chop off the head?
Yes, I think we just absolutely just paste the thing. Just
Mash it.
You can force a coup de grace.
Yeah.
Which essentially is the decapitation and douche. So the way that works, do a critical, and then I make a fortitude save of 10 plus the damage.
Well, we're
Just a
both
standard
doing that,
critical.
so it's both damage because we're both doing it.
But 2 saves, presumably.
Yes, well, we'll do one, then if it doesn't work, we'll do the other.
So sorry, we're doing a critical damage, basically.
Yeah, so do normal critical damage. So Pahrichor, do yours.
13.
So 23 on a fortitude save. Otherwise, Pahrichor, It's enough that as you spot he's regenerating, you take your plasma saber, your laser
blade.
and
Mind blade.
and you decapitate the creature, severing him. The beast.
Presumably at the same point that Madclaw leaps on it and just starts double stabbing.
Double guns, double knives. Rob, you just did that. I was like,
Oh boy.
That's what I do when I'm on the internet. I don't know what you mean.
Fair enough. As the creature lies dead.
Well, I'm sure there'll be no further ill effects from that fight.
He said he won, and yet here he lies, bloody and defeated. The fool.
Yes. What a fool. I'm assuming there's not any, it doesn't have any belongings as a creature.
No, he most certainly does not. Let me just show you an actual picture of what it is you fought.
I'd be intrigued to
What
learn.
it is we didn't know. Ugh.
That's horrifying.
I'll tell you after the stream what that is.
Why has it got spiky feet?
They were feet.
It's just
They're not feet
frozen
anymore.
off. Mm-hmm. That is actually repellent.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to take you back to the lodge on that note. So is the plan now to follow the map and just gun your way out of the Timberway forest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't want to miss out on our endure elements.
Exactly. We've already taken it. Let's go.
You spend pretty much the good part of the rest of the evening going into the morning, Madclaw, you using your new timber lion to give you a bit more of additional protection from the bright light of the day, and the endure elements, meaning you don't have to make any of those saves against the cold until you find yourself as the trees themselves almost very neatly come to an end as you step out of the forest and you emerge in what looks like a small homestead. You can see a few houses, a small farm, but most importantly for you guys, there looks like a place of rest. There looks to be an inn that sits on the edge. And as you go in to begin your rest, would you both just... you both feel a little bit sick as you both take 2 points of wisdom damage as I'm going to draw some things to a close here as you're going into this place, you both start to feel an urgency. You absolutely have to eat the flesh of a living person. And that is where I am going to bring Frozen Whispers to a close as the two of you have successfully escaped the Timberwoods.
I'm not sure that's how I'd describe it.
As you have, yes, left the Timberwoods, the Frozen Whispers
have not left us.
They have not left you, indeed. And we may come across Pahrichor and Madclaw again in the future, but maybe not as you would expect. And so with that, I'm going to turn to Dom first, because Rob, you answered first last time about the Bad Light. Dom, thoughts on the session? Thoughts on the end of Bad Light and the very tiny Frozen Whispers?
Well, I enjoyed it as a sort of horror themed thing. I quite like at the end the main characters, as it were, being turned into something awful as the sort of closing sequence. That definitely tickles a little preference of mine. I love a horror film, so that's always good. Yeah, it was quite short, wasn't it? I know what you meant by last time when you were like, "Oh yeah, it's not even a full session's worth of module, really." But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's probably probably slightly more cohesive than Bad Light. I think they work together quite nicely, as you say. I think just not having a load of empty rooms to go around. Like, obviously, there's
Yeah.
bits to explore. There's not huge amounts. There's probably similar amounts to explore, but at least it's not just endless empty rooms that you're going into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd agree with you there. I mean, I've got some opinions as well, but I'm going to cut to Robert Madclaw Coletta.
They call him Madclaw.
This one, does it give the indication that this is also to just throw into any campaign that you happen to be running?
Yes. So
And I asked
the
that for a reason.
Timberway is a bit more of a specific location. However, the way you can make it work is the Timberway forest can just be anywhere, and what you can say is, rather than it being a place of like a perpetual winter, you can just time it at a point where there's been either a snowstorm or it's in the winter period as well. So you've got a bit more flexibility with this to include it in other modules, and it's most certainly one that I've looked at and how you could incorporate it within another story. But yeah, it's not exclusively a solo thing.
The reason I ask is that that effect at the end is pretty brutal. So if you are putting that into a campaign that you're running, you are kind of just dropping insane cannibalism disease into your game.
Yeah. It's got to be a certain type of campaign,
Definitely,
isn't it?
because like the save was DC
13.
so not
So
terrible,
15 for
but we're both level
the
4
disease.
characters, and that's
Yeah.
easily failable, even with Madclaw's good fortitude save. Like, he just rolled bad, and that's that. So I think that it is good if you're prepared to do that. With all that said, I liked the idea that we were just wandering into the woods and there was a mysterious force. I liked that it stayed mysterious. Like, I, as a player, don't know what that creature was. Madclaw doesn't have a clue what that creature was. We just heard whispers, or rather, Madclaw heard whispers in the woods, and then we fought the thing, and something awful happened, and then it ended. Like there's no, we didn't. It's not like we went in there, unless we missed something, Mike. You can let us know if, like, was there anything to give away what the creature was that we might have missed? Because it seems to me like we just encountered this thing and then fell afoul of its disease.
So some nature checks would have given you more indications of what it is. However,
but that's when you meet it. There's nothing to suggest what it is beforehand.
no. There are some clues you can pick, but honestly, it would be a very high, ridiculously high DC to look at a bite wound and go, "Oh, that's what that is."
Yeah.
You're verging on like that's a level 15 character, or at least a character who maybe has experienced this creature before. That kind of level of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go into that in a bit more
Yeah,
detail.
before we do debrief and you can unveil what it was. I mean, I liked that it had like a vibe to it, like and the whispers are there to kind of like build up the tension, right? Like, you kind of just gotta hope that they fail the save. Otherwise, if they smashed each will save, they would never hear the frozen whispers, would they?
Yes.
You'd never hear what the thing's called for, the module's called, named after. So, is Frozen Whispers just you meet some Wolverines, then you meet a rogue, and then you get attacked? That's a bit. Is it like
not
2
quite.
pages?
Well, that's the thing. I will say this about the module: there is a lot of exposition that you can only really go into if you really do well on saves and checks. And there's also the Wolverines are a random encounter.
Right. Yeah.
So
I thought maybe that would be the case. Yeah. Okay.
there is. I put in a scaling percentage chance of how long it would take you to reach the Blue Rock Lodge, with an idea that basically if you got into an encounter, you'd find the body and then you'd be able to follow that trail.
Okay.
But you could potentially be in the frozen woods for ages, which on its own would not be interesting, but as part of another campaign would potentially be quite doable.
Yeah.
But yeah, in theory, the only key encounters here are the Blue Rock Lodge itself, because the only map you get is Blue Rock Lodge and the inside of it, which the mad rogue in the storeroom and the creature outside. That's it. It's 2 key encounters and a lot of exposition. Like, there's a lot going on as to why they're doing this, and for all intents and purposes, these are a group of trackers who are exploiting local druids and villages to get money off the Timberway lion pelts. But we
were right about that.
yes. So, that will be something that if you were to carry on with these characters, you'd find maybe some opposition against having those pelts on your person, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we run into a druid that was like, "How dare you wear the fur of our patron of the lion of these woods?"
Yeah, and there was a bit more exposition that if you were to go into this module exclusively and not do what I did, which is drop you in blindly, you could set up a bit more like, oh, these trackers went in and we've not heard from them in like a week. So there is a bit more that you could set up for it, but really there's not that much. It's quite a small module.
Kind of doesn't need that sort of setup either, because like you don't need a reason to be walking through a wood, do you? Like, it's a wood in between here and there, like
every D&D session ever. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I think it's a good one for dropping into.
Agreed.
Somewhere. I think bad light doesn't work as well for that. It needs the reason.
It needs content.
It needs content,
and it also needs you to add some stuff, probably.
Yeah.
Like, this felt complete. It felt very short, but it was all it needed to be for a sort of random,
like in a session. We've got a session where this horrible encounter happens.
Where the DM's not prepared, and they go, "Oh, I'll do Frozen Whispers." Fuck it.
We'll just drop Frozen Whispers in. Oh my god!
Turns out it's snowing really badly. We've got to get through this forest.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, there you go. I mean, do you have anything else?
No, I think that's that. But I think everyone, I'm definitely waiting with bated breath. I'm sure Dom is. I'm sure those who have made it this far are also very curious to learn. If you wouldn't mind bringing it back up onto the,
of course,
just the horrendous image one last time.
Yeah.
So, shout out to all of you guys if you have successfully guessed or know what this creature is, either through your experiences or just delving into the books. Please put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Just say, "Yep, got that." And if you've run Frozen Whispers before, then you'll know what it is. But this creature is based off a template, and this creature is called a Wendigo.
Oh, I recognise the name. Okay.
Yeah, a vague recollection of the name.
Now, a Wendigo is born from a horrible disease, which unfortunately both Pahrichor and Madclaw now have.
Oh.
And it's a disease which they become overwhelmed with an insatiable hunger for the flesh of its own race.
Ow.
So you'd want to eat elves and orcs in your regards. A victim that successfully feeds on such flesh retains no memory of it. However, and this is the problem, with also the maddening whispers that are driving you insane with reducing your wisdom as well. If you're the disease does regular wisdom damage. Every day you take wisdom damage unless you heal yourself. If you're reduced to a score of 0, you immediately transform into a Wendigo. Now, one of the key things about a Wendigo is, they're a cold-based fae. And I love the description here. A victim reduced to a wisdom score of 0 immediately transforms into a Wendigo and races off into the sky at such a speed that its feet burn away from its body, leaving bloody charred stumps as it just explodes. And its feet.
That doesn't even make sense.
I thought its feet were gone from frostbite.
No.
That would have made more sense. I also like that it's got this box of fur that's sort of enhancing its abs.
Yeah, it has proper ab frames going on right there.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
It's like make it a monster, but also make it sexy.
Make it sexy.
There you go.
Horrendous.
It is a fae. Yes, it has a few nasty abilities. So it has the maddening whispers. So it can just pick a target and just drive you insane. It has an ability called Corner of the Eye. When it stalks you, it can appear as if it's just outside of your vision, giving you a -2 on your wisdom checks. It can wind walk at will. So you're never going to see it unless you've got an insanely good spot. But the deadly thing with the critical has got a ravenous bite. Not only does it threaten on an 18, it does triple damage. And a wound resulting from a critical bite bleeds for an additional 3 points of damage per round thereafter.
Jeez.
Right.
Yeah. If you'd been critted, that would have been painful. But yeah, so there's a lot going on. Basically, there was a big Wendigo, the source of the Wendigo plague that infected one of the trackers. They went mad and started attacking everybody in the lodge. One person escaped. A few got eaten. One was driven mad. And yes, the only thing that you didn't get a chance to figure out is that fire bypasses its regeneration.
Yeah.
But you didn't get high enough on the nature check because you didn't have any ranks in it. So that...
Nor any inclination to experiment. We just wanted to kill it.
And here's the problem now. If your characters... You're not in a place where you're going to be able to find an appropriate healer for quite a while. So there is every chance that Pahrichor and Madclaw could also become Wendigos.
Oh, I think it's almost certain at this point.
I think so as well, but who knows? Maybe if a Wendigo turns up in another game, we can give an honorary mention.
A pair of Wendigos.
A pair of Wendigos swoops at you.
Well, they needed to eat the flesh of their race, right? So
they don't have to, but they want to.
Orc. Oh, okay.
It's just they're driven to that lust of consuming their race's flesh.
Cool.
Doesn't mean they have to though to become a Wendigo. And yes, the two corpses that were in the house were eaten by the frothing-mouthed rogue. He was the one who ate them.
What a grim tale.
There, it is a grim tale indeed. And on that note, I think there's a car.
The cry of Wendigo.
Indeed.
That's my car. Not my car. That's mine.
You're sort of stealing your car, Dom.
My God.
Hold on! I've got to go.
So for those of you watching, again, as with the first one, if you have played Frozen Whispers, did you figure out it was a Wendigo? How did it go for you? Did anybody get infected and turn into one as well? It's a horrible disease. But also, if you haven't already, please do give us like, subscribe, ring the bell, all of that. And we will be back soon, returning to our Roll the Bones, what I'd call main feature, the Knights of the Apocalypse.
Soon. Soon.
We soon will be. So do get the bell so you can be notified when that goes live, and we're very much looking forward to it. And who knows, there may be another Let's Dig Up coming this way very soon. But until then, from all of us here at Roll the Bones, we would just like to say what we always do at the end of our sessions, and that is to bone them rolls.
Bone them rolls!
Do tell your mum.
Do tell your mum.
Let's
Bone
know.
them rolls.